the undocumented man and his documented wife. It felt like they weren't having these discussions with extended family, where undocumented women were having more discussions about this process with their parents, with their siblings, with their friends, really seeking sort of that community support to go through this process. Where men, their primary source of sort of asking questions or sharing any insecurities about it was with their lawyer or the person that was helping them file the actual paperwork or application. So for the men, it was really hard to sort of tease out what the conversations were like with their partner or with their friends. And I did find a couple of men more than the women that I interviewed whose friends didn't know they were married or whose parents didn't find out they had married until after the wedding. So I'm still sort of exploring how or why, and I think the next set of interviews with men are going to be crucial and critical in terms of teasing that out. But that's sort of where I'm at right now, is trying to figure it out. Thank you for your question.
One last question, yes.
Yeah, I have a question for Laura. Great project, can't wait for the book. So I'm sorry you had to redo all the interviews.
It's okay, they were really fun.
Okay. So I have a question. So I really love the approach how you say that illegality beyond Susan Kujian's work is kind of a social relation, actually, right? It's something that is a social world, etc. And so that is your view as a researcher that you see in all the interviews. And at the same time, it seems that within the interviews, many of your interviewees still look at illegality as an individual status or reattach it to individuals. I mean, I'm bringing up just the one example that stuck to my mind where someone says, I'm not dating illegal women, right? And so that he, in a sense, re-individualizes the status as if it is a stigma that he wants to avoid. So I'm wondering, is this just, is it the analytical quality, or is it something that they also, as your subject, as your researcher, they have internalized as something like a social relation?
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. So I think it's both. So I think in that case, yeah, right, like he is attaching it as a state of being, like I'm undocumented, they're undocumented, we can't be together because this closes off legalization options, right? But I think that's like the hard part about picking quotes, right? Is you like pick the one that gets the laugh for the one audience. But in the book, like I do try and tease out a lot more because there's so much more space, and I can give a lot more context to the quotes, right? Where it is a social relationship, and they do experience it that way. Less so in dating because it's like early in the relationship, but particularly in making marriage decisions and in legalization through marriage and like going through that process together. And then also in making decisions about having children and about raising your children and those experiences, that they are expressing it as like my children are being affected, right? And that's kind of the part I didn't get to talk about, right? So I get pulled over when my child is being punished, right? Or my partner is being punished or is being forced to forego things, is being forced to change their life in certain ways in order to go through this process or to get married, right? So we have to get married fast, so we can't have the big wedding that she wants, and that's a problem because of all these other reasons. And they do recognize it that way, and I think those are kind of the relationships, and that gives a sense of that this is experienced sort of as a context and rather than as a state. But there is still this, I guess it still is both, right? And I have to sort of, it's hard to like negotiate that.
Thank you very much for your presentation. For the book.